let's begin. Okay, so the point is we need to extract all the information. Now, even if you are comfortable doing this, I do suggest pay attention because I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it. Okay, the order. Okay, so here we go. I suggest first you always find your y-intercept. Okay. I think that's the easiest thing to do. And what's true about the y-intercept is that the x is always equals 0, right? So first, always find the y-intercept, okay? And so this equation would be y equals 0 squared minus 25, 0 squared minus 5 times 0. Okay. All I did there, guys, is plug in a 0 into the x's. Okay, make sure you say something if something doesn't make sense. Okay. So all I have left after doing that is this. But remember, you can't divide by 0. Remember that if you divide by 0, it gets an error, right? So this is impossible, right? Error, can't divide by 0. So what do you think that means as far as the y-intercept? If you're getting an error for it, there's none. That's what it means. There's no y-intercept. Okay, so for on this side, I'm gonna put the answers on the side. Okay, so for y-intercept, I have none because of this, because there's an error there. Okay, you can't divide by 0. Does that make sense? Okay. Always, so I would do the y-intercept first, and then what I suggest you do second is Bobo, Button, and Betsy. Okay. So that's what I suggest: Bobo, Button, bottom, bigger, button. So let's look and see what this is. Okay. So we have the top is the same as the bottom. Betsy, right? So it's this a Betsy problem. Okay. So this is a Betsy. Okay. I'm gonna rewrite it just because I can't see it. Excuse me. Okay. So Betsy says that you do, it does have an HA, right? So I'm gonna go here, HA, it does have one. And so if you know it has an HA, you automatically know that it does not have a OA. So I already know this answer is none. So we have no OA and no y-intercept. Okay. The HA for Betsy is the coefficients. Remember, the coefficients are these two. More specifically, excuse me, the leading coefficients. So they're both 1s. So my HA is going to be y over 1 over 1, which is really just 1. So I have an HA at y equals 1. Is everybody good with that part? Yeah. Okay. And then what I would do third after that is the rest. So this is the 210 Monday. Okay, so third. Your x-intercept, your vertical asymptote, all that stuff, because you have to factor. After you factor, that's when all that other information comes from. Okay, so again, I'm going to write it down. So you don't have to do it in this order, but I think this is the easiest order to do it in. Okay. So if I factor this, this is the difference of perfect squares. I honestly think that's the only thing that's going to slow you down is factoring, like how good or bad you are at factoring. Like this is difference of squares, right? The bottom is a GCF problem. They both have x's in common, so I can take out x. Okay, so x minus 5. Difference of squares on the top, and then GCF on the bottom. So I factored this problem. Okay. Now you just have to remember, and I'm going to write it over here for now, but I'll have to erase it on the test. The ones that cancels is your whole. The top one that doesn't cancel is your x-intercept. The bottom one that doesn't cancel is your vertical asymptote. That's what you have to remember. So here, in any order, for example, I could start with that. Those canceled, so that's your whole. Okay. So over here, I'm going to put my answers. So the whole is, and remember, it's always the opposite because you're really solving that factor. So when you move the -5, it becomes +5. Let me do the work here. Remember, whole is important. The whole comes from what cancels. That's the important part. The whole comes from what cancels. So I know my x is 5, but I need the y. Okay, make sure you stop me, guys, if something doesn't make sense. Everybody good so far? Okay, this you have to plug the x into leftovers. Okay, so this is what I have left over. Right after I canceled, that's all that I have left over. So I plug the x into that to get the y, because this is really y equals. Right, so it would look like this. 5 plus 5 over 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2. So that's the y. Okay. This is the key part. I think this is probably a little bit confusing. To get the y, you plug in the x into the leftover equation. Everybody good about the whole? Yeah. Okay. So the top one, okay, this top one that didn't cancel, that one didn't, that's your x-intercept. Okay, so this is my x-intercept. And the bottom one that didn't cancel, that's your vertical asymptote. So my x-intercept is located at -5. The y is always 0 for the x-intercept. And the vertical asymptote, the VA, is this, whatever it's at the bottom, you set that equal to 0 and solve for x. So if I say x equals to 0, there's nothing to solve. So it's just x equals to 0. Okay, we're good? Any questions, guys? Only thing left is my domain. Okay, I have had several questions about domain, so let me clarify. The domain will always jump over, let's put it on here since it's your note. Jump over your whole and your VA. That's what it jumps over, because those are called discontinuities. Okay, so I go -infinity. My whole is at 5 on the x. Domain is the x. So I have to, the whole is jumping over 5, and the VA is jumping over 0. Does that make sense? So if I'm going from left to right, which one comes first, the 0 or the 5? So I jump over 0, and then I go all the way to 5, jump over 5, all the way to infinity. So it's always going to be from -infinity to +infinity, but you're just going to jump. This was the VA right here, the vertical asymptote, and this is the x of the whole. So that's the two things that you jump over. Good? Any questions? Now, right now, I want you to focus your energy mainly on this stuff and not stress a whole lot about the graphing, but we do need to know how to graph, and I want to show you how to do that real quick. So that I don't have to scroll up, guys, y'all save me some time. What's the VA again? X equals 0. Okay, so that's right here. Let's sketch this out so I can show you how to do it. So x equals 0. Okay. So this is my VA, vertical asymptote. Do we have a HA on this one? No HA? I thought it was Y. Y is 1, right? Yeah. So right here at 1, Y equals 1. That's your HA. And then where do I have the hole? Was that 5, 2 or 5? Negative 5? 5, 2, no? 5, 2. 5, 2. It is 5, 2 or no?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. There's a hole right there. Okay, where's our x-intercept located at? Negative 5, 0. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, so then I also touch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so based on the two things that it touches, and check this out, okay? This is a wall. So whatever I draw over here can't get past those asymptotes. So the only possibility would be, because I can never get past those walls, okay? The only possibility over here would be, because the hole is like on the line, but it's a gap on the line. Okay. So that's it. That's how you would graph that. Okay, it's based on what it touches and then what it can't touch. But right now, just get kind of the grasp of that. But more importantly is that you can figure out all the parts. Once you're really good at figuring out the parts, and it's easy to put it on the graph. Questions, guys? No? Okay, so go ahead and keep on going.